Hey guys, it is Jess. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are starting a new Let's build tutorial. This is one that was actually requested and I meant to do it a bit earlier, but I ended up getting a cold and then I went away, so I only got around to doing it now. Anyway, this is going to be a small home tutorial on a 20 by 15 lot. I have done a family home tutorial. I will link it down below in case you haven't seen that one yet. But let's get started. So 20 by 15 lot. And this is going to be like a smaller home on a smaller lot. So when I do smaller homes, I do a little bit different. I don't know, I just have a different way of doing smaller homes. So what I usually do is I start off with a box. And I kind of go like, however big I want it to be. I don't ever go more than like 2 squares from either side of the lot. So the biggest, oops, sorry, my phone just went off. How rude of me. Let me just, all right, sorry about that. So the biggest I would do on this lot would be that big. So then that way I have 2 squares there and 2 squares there. I don't know why, I just think it looks better and it just gives you some space to play around with on the sides and stuff. So if we just started off with something like that, and as far back as you want it to be. So I'll start off like that and then I start to put in little like boxes and stuff. Now I do want to put in something on the side. So in this instance, I'm going to bring this in a little bit. So I can put like a little side box here and it still has that 2 squares that I like to have. So I'm going to just move that over a little bit like so. So I've got 1 box there. Then to kind of balance it out a little bit, I'm going to put another box probably there like so. Then usually on the other side, because I don't want to have just this one flat wall, I'll put a chimney in. It can be a decorative chimney or you can use it as a real chimney. So I'll put that in there. And then on the back, I'll add 1 more box. So I either do sometimes like a big box like that, or sometimes what I like to do is just something a little bit smaller like that. And then this area here actually becomes a kitchen. So there we have it. That's our build. It's not super, I guess, difficult. It just starts off as a box and you add a few more boxes. The harder part comes in when you want to do the floor plan. So I'm just going to quickly do the roof. The roof is really easy because I mentioned this in my previous tutorial, but basically you want to look at the roof and you want to have a main part of the roof. So in this instance, we're going to put the main part of the roof over that box that we started off with, like so. Then we just add on the other little bits. So we have a little bit of roof here for that second box, like so, and then I will put that roof there, like so. I'm just going to make that chimney a bit higher, like that. And then on this side roof, we can either do something like that, which I think it's classic and it looks good. But sometimes I also like getting this half gabled roof here. And I think that it looks cool putting it, not that way, sorry, I put it the wrong way, putting it this way and then kind of having it like that. I do think that that looks cool as well, and then I like to put like a little window up here. So for the sake of this tutorial, we'll put it like that. Then one other thing that I also like to do, just to add a bit of something extra to the home, is I like to put in like a little, I think they're called dormers. So you can do those 2 ways. We can do a gabled roof here, and you could just like make that really high, but that doesn't always work out properly. So another way to do it is, okay, go to the walls, and why is this playing up on me? Okay, so if we kind of put something in, it's a little bit of a pain once you've already put that roof down. So I might just for now just get rid of that roof for a second. And then just put in like a little room there like that. And then I'm just going to pop that roof back on where we had it. Okie dokie. So I think that that looks better, and then you can put your little roof on that as well. Okay, like so. And then that, I don't know, I just think it looks a lot better, and it adds like a little bit of creativity, I suppose. If you want to, you can bring it through on this side as well. So we could have like the walls and the roof come through and you have it sort of like that. But what I want to do at the front is just add like a little covered porch area. So I'm not going to do that for the front. What I'm going to do at the front is get this roof here, the half gabled roof again, and turning it this side and placing it down, and then just putting it there like that. So it's just like a small detail. I don't like pulling this roof right out there because then you get this funny stuff here, and that really irritates me. Even if you put it sort of flush, you get that, and I hate that. So if you did want that porch to be a little bit longer, if you click on the roof and then you come to this little arrow, you don't want, sorry, you can see there's like two arrows. It's a bit hard to see at this angle. You've got this one here, and then you have this little one here. You want to use that one, and you can actually push that in, and then you remove that side trimming. So that's one option, but for this purpose, I like having the side trimming, and I'm just going to make that porch a little bit smaller. And I'm going to bring it out one more. I think that when you do porches, they need to be at least 2 squares. That's just like a good, like, is it width? Depth? Width? I don't know. But like 2 squares. So you have enough area to have like a door there, and then you also have enough area to have like stairs. So that's basically the outside of our little home. So now we're going to add in the windows. So any old windows that you like. I like, I'm just trying to think. I like these windows. I don't know if I mentioned this in one of my previous tutorials, but I think it looks good when you do 2 types of windows, or 2 or 3, but you just need to make sure that you're using the same types of windows. So if you were to use, say, this window, this is a 2 square window, you're probably going to want to use a 1 square window as well. So personally, I wouldn't come in and then use, that looks sort of okay, but you wouldn't come in and then use that one because they don't match. There should be a matching window for this one here, and that is that one. So I would use those 2 together because they look really similar. Sometimes with The Sims, things aren't always like in a nice set as they should be, but those 2 windows I would put together. If you have the pets pack, they've got all these windows here that just all match really nicely together, which is really, really good. And then if you wanted to add like an extra window, like that one kind of matches that set, so you could put that somewhere. So just bear in mind that you want to use more than one type of window, but you just want them all to match so it doesn't look funny. So we've got our 2 window choices. Let's put some windows on. So here we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 2 options that we could really do here is have 1, 2, 3 windows there. I personally like that option, but if you wanted to have the shuttered windows, you'd have to go like 1, 2, which I don't know, I don't like it like that personally. But you do want to try and have your windows sort of like symmetrical as symmetrical as possible, sorry. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to do the 3 like that. And I feel like sometimes that looks a bit, I don't know how to explain it, like a little bit plain or repetitive. So something I like to do just to add a little bit of extra something to that part of the house is we go in with like these little round windows and you put them there, and I just think that that really adds to it. And then once again, if you still feel like it's a bit, you know, boring or needs a bit more, I love putting these little things on. My favorite one is this one here. I think that's sort of like the cutest ones. So just pop them in like so, and I think that that looks pretty cute in my opinion. So let's finish doing the rest of the windows. I'm going to just quickly put the door in now. I kind of like this door or this door, so like that. Now I'm not going to put a window there because I think if we put a window next to that door, it's just a bit, it's a bit too much. Like it kind of works, but I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to do just the plain door there, and I'll just put in that. Okie dokie. So now we're coming around here. The way I like to do windows is start with the front of the house. So I'm looking at the front of the house, and personally I think that looks fine. So then I'm going to go to this angle and focus on the windows here. So once again, I want to be as symmetrical as possible. So what I think I'm going to do is put a shuttered window in the middle here. And then either side here and here, I'm just going to put a single window. So I think I will do something like that, but I think maybe if I bring them in a little bit. So that's sort of still symmetrical. And then once again, there's a big space up here, so I do want to put in a round window. This is the bigger version. I think it's too big though. But if you put it up a little bit higher, like that's the kind of problem sometimes. I think that that one is too big. But then if you go back to the smaller one, it is only one tile. So you can do it like that, which for this house, I think it looks better because we're using like the small ones. But just bear in mind that depending on the kind of house you also have that larger window option. But if that larger one doesn't work, do two little ones. So that is that part of the house. We'll come over to this part. And once again, I'm going to put in the shuttered window here. And I think I'm going to put the door here. And then that kind of, once again, keeps everything sort of symmetrical and even. And I can't remember what door I use. Is that the one? Yes. I like to use the same, so like same or similar front and back door. Same style, I guess, just to keep things flowing nicely. And then I do want to put a little window up here. So I might go with that one because once again, it's still similar style to these ones here. And I think we just need something there. So that looks good. And I like that part of the house. And then we'll come over to this side. So what I'm going to do here is I think we need something either side of this chimney and we need something kind of here. So I'm going to just play around a little bit and maybe put, if that went there and there. See that? I don't know. I don't really like the way that looks. So maybe if I put, I'm not editing out this kind of like trial and error because this is all part of building. There is going to be trial and error. So just see what you think looks good. And for me personally, I think that that looks a lot better. And then maybe if I just put one there. So it's simple over that side, but I think that that looks the best. So let's do the wallpaper now. So I like to use at least two different wallpapers when I'm building homes. So I like to use something like a stone wallpaper. So let's do the stone. And I like to do it on these sort of like jutty outy bits, like the little boxes on the outsides of the house. It's just like adding a little feature to it, and I think that it looks really good. In this instance here though, we can't, I think that that sort of looks funny, so I'm not going to add the brick to this front part of the house, just because, as I said, I think it looks funny. So that's where I'm going to put my second wallpaper. I really liked going in with like one of these panelings. I think it goes really nicely with that brick. So I'm going to do green. I think green is a nice color. So we'll go green. Okay, like so. Oops. Green. And I don't know, I think it kind of, I like the round windows in the green. It looks nearly like nautical. This little like dormer window thing, I'm going to do the brick. Okay. The chimney is going to be the brick as well. Now, green there as well. So there is our little home, all wallpapered up. Now one last thing, I'm going to put a chimney on this thing here. So the way I like to do these chimneys is so this is because the roof is really high on this house, I've done 3 floors of chimney. You can do just 2 if the roof is a little bit shorter, but I think that this one needs 3. And then I like to go in and grab these like chimney things here, and you sort of place it here. So one way to do it is place it on the very top like that. You need to have your move objects on cheat. Just in case you don't know what that one is, we go Control-Shift-C on the keyboard to bring up the cheat window. Type in BB dot move objects and then press enter. I already have the cheat turned on, so I'm not going to do it again. Then once you have that cheat turned on, you can use the 9 and 0 on your keyboard to move things up and down. So what we're going to do is go down 1. It's easier just to put the walls down and put it on the second one. So at the moment we can't see it. So what we're going to do is put it there and then like use the 9 to raise it up, and then just like kind of check how much we want it to go up. So I probably want that to go down just a smidge. And then sometimes what I like to do is place 2 in there instead of just 1. I think that the 2 looks a little bit better. And you put them like next to each other. So I'll show you what I mean. So put those 2 up to the same level, and then we've got like the 2 like that. And I think that that looks the best. So that is basically the house done. I'm going to do some quick little landscaping. When it is a smaller home, I think that the landscaping can be more simplistic. So we have more space over this side. So the space on that side needs to be filled with something, and I think it's really good to fill it with a tree. I love a front garden little tree. So if you just put that little tree there, already the house looks more like balanced. And I am going to put the foundation on, but I don't put the foundation up until I've done the landscaping. It just makes it a little bit easier. So I think that we just need to put a few little plants here. And then because we've got these plants here at the front, I don't think we need anything here, but we could probably put like the mailbox there or something just so it's not super bare. So come in and I just put the little mailbox there. And then sometimes I like to put just a little potted plant there. And with the pot plants, I like to put real flowers in them. So one that I like using is the lovely lavender bush. And you can size that up or down using it's like the square bracket keys. I don't actually know what they're called. But just pop that there like that. And I think that that just adds a little bit. And then we'll go into the landscaping. So I'm just going to put a little bit here. I always tend to use the same sort of plants. So I'll probably put a tall plant there. Maybe something like that. So I put in some larger plants, and then just to balance it out, I'll put some smaller ones around it. So a little one there and a little one there. I'll probably put that one there, and then just like a little rock. So that, to me, I like the way that that looks. And then something I also do is get this low-lying pale yellow flowers. It just, if you kind of look down, it looks really gappy under there. So if you put these flowers down, it just makes it look a little better, in my opinion. So we've got that there. The front of the house, in my opinion, looks pretty good. The only other thing I think we should add is just, we don't have a window here. So what we can put instead of a window is a little lamp, just like that. And I think that that looks really cute. So we come into the backyard. Now, when I do small home backyards, I usually, how do I explain this? So when I do larger homes, I would put the fence, like I'd bring the fence out this way. But when I do small homes, I tend to just bring the fence straight out like that because we don't have as much room to sort of play around with. So that's probably the backyard that I would do for this house. and I just bring it like straight off the house. I don't bring it out at all, just straight back. So once we've got that kind of like garden in place, something that I think always just looks really good is lining the garden with just some bushes like this. So we'll do that as well. Okay. I do this with most of my homes. I don't know. I think it looks really good. I like the sort of effect. So we'll do that. Sometimes you have to like double these up just to get them to kind of match perfectly, and just sort of move them back so that you don't have all the leaves and stuff creeping through the fencing. Okay, so that is that. I will just, because I feel like this ends really abruptly here, so what I will do is I'll probably just put maybe just like a little plant there. Just something to give it a little bit more of like a not so abrupt end. So that's like that. Just fix these up. Okay, so that's basically the exterior of the home. Before I forget though, I just remembered, I do like to change the roof pattern. So roof pattern is up here. My personal favorite is this Fairly Weathered Farm shingles in the darkest color. And then another one is the Shake It Up, also in the darkest color. I think that the Shake It Up look really, I don't know, it's like cute. I really like them. So either of those two in the darkest color is what I personally go for when I do this. And I like that it sort of matches the roof as well. Also, we can do the roof trims. I think that these always look really, really good. I tend to always use the third one in. It seems to just be like the right size, because this one, in my opinion, is like too skinny and too small. This one is really like, I don't know, it's very, very big, and I feel like it kind of looks funny. So that third one in is the one that I always go for. So I'll just do that like so. And then I don't know if you knew this or not, but if you put the roof trim, so if you click on the roof trim goes here, but if you click on this part, you get this like line here, and I think that that looks cool sometimes, so I'm going to pop that there. I don't know why, I kind of like it. I'll show you, it might be easier to see here. So if I just like touch this part of the roof, you can see that there. I don't like that on the front, but I do like it on the back. So okay, that's it. That's like our small home. So I will do a second episode. We're going to go inside the home, and we're going to do the floor plan and the furnishing, and then we'll do like the backyard and stuff as well. So I'm not sure if it's going to be in 2 or 3 more parts, but either way, there's going to be at least 1 more episode. So I hope that you enjoy the first part of this small home building tutorial. And yeah, I hope to catch you all in another video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.